kibbutz started in 48. It was the first kibbutz after they declared in the UN of Israel as a state. From three groups, Hungarians, Israelis, Americans, few Germans, and they came to Israel after the Second World War. The second group, largest group that came to the kibbutz around 55, 56, was from Uruguay, Chile, and Colombia. My parents are from Uruguay. I born here. One of the first kibbutzim that built the factory, that understood that to survive on agriculture it's going to be impossible. It's kibbutz Ein Dor, and it was for many years one of the richest kibbutzim in Israel. We have two factories, one in kibbutz Ein Dor and the other one it's in Beit Shan for fiber optic cables. Right now we are in the kibbutz Ein Dor. We're going to see the factory for copper cables. All our cables are for communication. Control, it's not for electricity. Most of our cables are for computer cables. We are manufacture cables for three segments, telecom cables, that's for computer communication. The three segments are copper cables and fiber optics, but the cables for telecommunication, it's, the long distance fiber optic cables, roads, between cities, trains, all over, and then for the buildings themselves and data centers. The cables are fiber and copper together, mixed. The other segment that we are working is industry. We divide it for oil and gas projects. That could be rigs of oil, could be ships that moving oil and gas. In the industry we have for factories like Teldor. In the industry we have roads, trains, automotive cables. And the third segment is military. Start from copper. We work with clear copper or thin copper or copper. Entrance, the cable, you see it's a very thick wire copper, very thick, and it's very thin. And the speed is 2,000 meters per minute. We put 3 layers of plastic on top of the copper wire. This is 3 layers. The middle layer is like a sponge with air bubbling.
Yeah.
This is the first wire in a cable for computers that it's going to be 4 pairs inside, 8 wires. Everything is very warm over there, so it's cooled down all the way to here. We clean it and we drying it from the water. We're measuring that it's all the measuring for the wire is good. That the copper is center, the thickness is exactly what we want, and it's working 24/7. So now you're going to see that it's going to move from one drum to the other one automatically. The first wire is going to from the laboratories. They're going to check that everything is fine. Here is the drum. Blue, green, all the things. It's drum, and you got ID, barcode, which order, for which cable, for which customer. We build the 4 pairs that I told you before for cables for computers. So we take the white with the orange, the white with the blue, white, green, white, brown. Each pair has a shield coming the pair here, and we build a shield on top of it, and we have 4 pairs, each pair in a shield to protect from EMI problems, electric magnetic interference. We have another shield that do the overall of all the cable. Another control cable, 6 colors, become a cable here. And then we wrap in a plastic. It's not the final product, but it's wrapped to maintain the core. the technician in the end, when he has to connect to the machine, to some computers or something, to know which conductor. So you have colors. And everything is standard. In a standard for electronic, it's this kind of colors. Computer, it's different colors. When you have a lot of cables, you need two colors on the wire. Something special, we do fiber optic here too. A little bit. The factory over in Bechan, it's much bigger than this one. This is fiber optic. In one drum, like this, like that, you have 60 kilometers of fiber. And you see, we put a kind of plastic on top of it. And it's the same thing, cooling down all the way to there. We're doing here in this machine right now, two cables with the same jacket. And here is the printing on the cable. You can see the printing here. Why two cables? When you put it in the walls, in the offices, usually you have 2 points to put your computer. So you can separate them in the back of the patch of the panel. You separate them and you put two sockets in the wall for computer. Sometimes you put one for the phone, one for the computer. Most of our cables are something special for something, not regular. We produce cables that work under fire for around 2 hours. If you have a data center or you have a hospital or something and you have fire, these cables have a protection that can be still working under fire. Ceramic tape protecting the wire. Of course, in the end, the cable are going to be destroyed. But in the meantime, you can shut down the systems. It's a cable that you know how to work. If you have water, that the water not going to go inside. So if waters come to it, it become gelatin. So the water doesn't go to the ends for the electronic devices. You see, this is stainless steel armoring, sometimes for underwater cables that fish or something not going to bite them. The cable is very flexible and armored against the rust. They do it with 48 wires. Sometimes it's copper with silver. Cables that go in the airplane, special thing. This is Kevlar, the most strong wire that it's not steel, much lighter than steel, much flexible than steel, and the force is amazing. One wire like that can hold 100 kilos. In Las Vegas, all the performance, the stages are moving up and down and turn around. So you need cables, special cables, to go and moving all the time. So we put inside the cables this Kevlar too, to give them a strong, that's going to be a very strong cable. The heart of the cable, when you put the outer jacket on top of the cable, you see this is the heart of the cable, and you put the jacket. It's come with the pressure, heat, it's become like a liquid, and the liquid become with a special nozzle to give them the outer jacket for the cable. The liquid is going to flow between here and there. And the jacket, of course, is going to be cool. And later on, they're going to print on the cable, Teldor cables, all the details. On each wire, it's a printing, 1, 2, 3, to mark that, again, the technician is going to do which wire is. And in the end, this is the drum, working drum. It's going more for the labs to see that the cable is perfect, and then to separate like the customer wants. In 100 meters, 500 meters, 1 kilometer, it's depending what he asks. All these are labs to testing the cable. That it's a working drum, 10 kilometers on drum. And afterwards, they're going to this department to cut it and to put it on drums. 60% of our production go to this all over. most of them to United States, but to Europe, South America. So they check here in these computers, another laboratory for the data cables. They do all the tests that they need to do before it goes out. The people here see this customer wants 15, 20 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 1 kilometer, doesn't matter. They put him on a pallet. The customer put in the order. The cables that goes all over. The first rows are for Israel, Bogota, Colombia. Even to China we supply cables. Now it's almost empty here. Yeah. Because it's the first of the month. The end of the month it's packed and we shipped all the containers. 25 a month just from this factory. There is the accounting and the engineering department, assurance, quality assurance for all the globe, where Moti is in charge. It's kind of industry that the person give the final touch for that. We believe that it's better. Like if you have a good quality of people in the lines, the cables come differently and better. We're about 360 people working for us today. About 15% are engineer and technician. We're looking for new workers. The situation today is very difficult to find labor in Israel today. We struggle. In the pandemic, we were lucky. 3-4 months after the pandemic started, there was a boom of orders of cables. They're working from far, from home, by Zoom or by Teams or Google. All the means that need video conference, the demand for bandwidth, it's not enough. Ramp up the implementation of fiber optic cable, fiber to the home. We didn't close the factory for even one day. We didn't release anybody from the work, and we are in the process of investing to increasing customers and to spread our marketing net all over the world. Kibbutz Ein Dor is very open, know how to serve people, to bring people. It's open. Many young families here, with a lot of kids here, a lot of culture. The social life, it's really booming and it's very nice.